first question is, given that this year is an important presidential election year, when and in what way will you address and inform the organization?
Well, as we know, 2020 is a very important year because many different countries will have major elections. But most importantly, it is the presidential election year here in the US, and the new president can have a very big impact on the country's future standing. And because we are of voting age and this year consists of the elections and voting, as part of my duty and responsibility as political affairs coordinator, this would be a topic I would discuss. And I think the best way to go about this topic is to first introduce the idea itself and explain what it is, how it works, and why it may be important. It's essential to understand that with this role, not everyone enters college knowing the process of voting. And if members do, I can encourage them to help others who don't. But by providing them with the best resources and accurate, up-to-date information, I think that's the best way to reassure them that the fact their voices do matter and that their vote does matter.
Thank you. And your second question is, um, how will you go about addressing and possibly, or how will you go about addressing protests and other activist movements that could be seen as controversial by opposing parties to the general body?
First and foremost, I think it's very important to keep in mind that everyone has their opinions and beliefs of certain topics, controversial or not, and we should learn to respect that. But from my experience, the best way to get members informed and to respect their own opinions and values is to just have educational discussions in order to address the multiple sides of the topic itself, as well as sharing important information. And I feel like this will give members an opportunity to practice speaking their minds, fighting for what they believe in, and remembering that controversial topics should be taken seriously with respect.
Thank you.
So you received a lot of questions, but I will just pick one of them. Let me, there's a lot of good questions. I don't really know which one to pick, but I consulted JR and we're gonna go with this one. Okay, your question, Maireen. Samahan was founded heavily on its political pillar, and this past year has seen many events relating to the Philippine X community politically. How are you planning on reinvigorating this pillar, and will you be working more with local organizations?
Well, as I mentioned in one of my main goals, I think that it's important for our organization to have an annual event where we highlight and celebrate the political pillar, as it is a very important pillar in terms of holding our organization whole. I think that by do you mind repeating the question again? Sorry.
Oh yeah. Okay, so the question was, how are you planning on reinvigorating this pillar, and will you be working more with local organizations?
Okay, so I think that first and foremost, it's very important to get a lot of members involved with this situation and inspiring them, empowering them to be politically aware and use that to an advantage to not only work as one voice, but as multiple voices to be able to have a greater movement, not only for right now, but for the future. So I think just by being a leader and hoping to inspire others, I think that's the best way to go about being different from last year and previous years and being better as we go on.